Hello, football fans, and welcome to this week's Trinity Coaches Football Show. I'm your host, Michael Maffett, here with none other than Coach Jimmy Fields. And Coach, it was a beautiful night out here at the Cleve. The weather was perfect. It was really the first fall weather we've had during a football game, so it was great to get out. We played a very good Bullock Academy team. I think that you'll see those guys go pretty deep into playoffs. They had a lot of numbers. They had a lot of good athletes, and I know that you'd like to expand on that a little more.
Oh yeah, I mean it was homecoming night at the Cleve, and I had a great crowd. I think all of us, especially, the coaches and players and fans and the Trinity family, we've been football deprived here for about a month with everything going on. Had to have some cancellations and things like that happen and rescheduling. So, like you said, it was a great night.
It was.
The atmosphere, just the opportunity to get back and experience Friday night high school football here at the Cleve under the lights was very exciting for all of us. Unfortunately, the scoreboard at the end of the game wasn't in our favor.
Right.
We faced a very good Bullock team, well coached. They do a great job there. Coach Steve, coming over from Statesboro, does a great job. Longtime friend, got a lot of respect for him. Got a lot of respect for the AD, Pat Collins there. They just do a great job, run a great program, and, it was indicative. You could see, not just on the scoreboard, but the way they executed, the way they played, and, also no excuses. We were a little rusty.
We were.
We hadn't played, it seemed like, in a month, and no excuses, but it showed, whether it's the turnovers, I think the big thing. But you can't do that and expect to have an opportunity to win going into the fourth quarter against a great football team like Bull.
Right, so you mentioned turnovers, and that by far was the theme of the night. I guess the takeaway that I had early on was they got the ball first. They got a really dynamic running back. Trinity came out and stuffed them. I think they were around 4th and 10, if not more. But we got a little momentum earlier, and then we immediately turned over the punt inside the 5-yard line. And I think we turned it over actually inside the 10-yard line about 3 times maybe. So yes, turnovers were the theme of the night, and it was hard to come back from that.
Yeah, give Bullock credit, but sometimes you got to, you evaluate yourself. If we take care of Trinity, we're going to improve. That's not the kind of Trinity football team that I know our coaching staff and even our fans know that we're capable of having.
Right.
But no excuses. We've got to get better. It was good to get back on the field. It was in one aspect, Michael, I'm glad it's over. I'm glad it's almost like playing your first game again. Going a month without playing. So that's behind us. The miscues in the kicking game, the miscues with the turnovers on offense, the busted assignments on defense, that's behind us.
Right.
Let's learn from it. Let's continue to execute at practice. And, we're excited about moving forward.
Right. You did mention it was homecoming, so we will expand on that a little bit. I think Miss Emma Kate Williams was the homecoming queen. She's the daughter of John and Catherine Williams. So we would like to congratulate her as well as every other representative on that homecoming. So it was a good night. The weather was great. Homecoming, it's in these uncertain times that we're in, you and I talked about it a little, it's good to get some normalcy in our lives. It's good to say, hey, we can go out and we can play football. We can go out and we can do homecoming, because these kids are going to remember that as much as they are anything.
That's right, Michael. Like you and I like you mentioned, we were talking before we went on camera, not just because Trinity is a Christian school, because, it's the truth. God's word tells us in this world you'll have trouble.
Sure.
So obviously here in the Dublin community, here at Trinity, whether it be the pandemic or everything else going on, we've been faced with adversity. And but the way we respond, I'm so proud of the way our kids, our team, the Trinity family,
right.
The Dublin community is responding. You know, that verse also says, as we face adversity, as the Lord promised, in this world you'll have trouble, but take heart or take courage,
Sure.
because He's overcome the world. And we just got to trust God and move forward.
We do.
It's not like we want it, but it ain't about us. We trust Him to move forward. So again, moving forward from a disappointing loss and all those things that come along with it. That's why we continue to move forward.
Absolutely. Shout out to all the administration, teachers, faculty, staff, the students, coaches for making all that happen. They're the ones that are saying, hey, this is what we're going to do. So we want to say a special thank you to those people. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll look at the highlights from last week's game against Bullock Academy.
Matt Hatchett, your District 150 representative for Lawrence, Truitland, and Johnson counties, is proud to support our local high schools, our East Lawrence Falcons, Trinity Crusaders, the Dublin High Fighting Irish, the West Lawrence Raiders, the Truitland County Vikings, and the Johnson County Trojans. Matt Hatchett, your District 150 representatives. Go team!
I'm Glenn Register at Hometown Supply. Want to wish all our area schools the very best in the upcoming season. Hometown Supply, located in downtown Dublin, is here for all your home and hardware needs. We offer new and used appliances, both gas and electric. Competitive prices on electronics and computers, including cell phones, laptops, and tablets. We have service people on staff, a repairman for our appliances. Come by and see how we can help. Just remember, if you can't do business here, you just can't do business.
Welcome back, Crusader fans. This is the highlight portion of today's show, and we have none other than Coach Sinkbelt and Coach Floyd with us today to go over both the offense and the defense.
Absolutely, thanks for having us. Here we're driving down the field. This is late third quarter, I believe. Running a little pass concept out of our twins formation. We do a good ball getting it out to Chandler. Asbel putting him in some space, letting him get a little room over there to run. That's on 3rd and long. That gives us a first down there and continues our drive. We will score later on in the drive, and you'll be able to see that here. But Jim does a good job of getting a little separation and getting some time to get the ball out. As Chandler runs a good whip route out there. Like I said, we get a first down on 3rd and 10 to be able to continue this drive. Here we're going waggle. This right here is a pretty good throw to our tight end, Trey Miller. He's going to catch that ball in a good open spot, move them chains again. Same drive as you were watching in the last play. This is another drive extended. Here we're in 2nd and 1, run a little play action. So getting that ball in our tight end's hands, trying to make something happen late in the ball game. And then we're down here on about the 5 now. We're going to run 31 mid keep. Let Jim keep it around the end there, and he's able to get in for our first touchdown of the game. It's a tough run by him. We ran this play a couple of times after halftime. One of our adjustments we made, instead of letting him read it, we just started calling it for him. He does a good job of stretching that out to the sidelines and getting in the end zone for a touchdown. Right after that, we're coming back for the extra point. Of course, in our extra point, we do something a little different sometimes and line up an old swinging gate. Here we do go for a 2-point conversion. They don't have anybody covering our center very well, so we're going to snap it to Jim and let him chunk it in to Chandler Asbel for a 2-point conversion. That's all one drive there, so you can tell I had a couple of good plays on one drive. Following that, we're going to go for the onside kick. And even though we didn't get it at the start of that where we should have, we are successful in recovering that and getting us a drive going there. So all of those plays happened in succession. Thought it was pretty good by our football team. Under the circumstances that we were in, we could have given up pretty quick right there. We do a good job putting a drive together and then getting an onside kick and giving ourselves an opportunity to score some more points, like I said, late in the third quarter. Zane, number 16, our kicker, does a great job. He's a sophomore and really is a valuable asset to our football team. He does a great job with onside kicks, some pooches, some sky kicks. He's getting to where he can hit some pretty good field goals for us as well. Now this play is our second touchdown of the game. This is a 4th down and about 5.5 to go. And we had a play called, we called a timeout, and had a play called, and number 19, Chandler Asbell, kind of snuck over here to the sidelines, and their defense didn't see it. We were able to get him uncovered. Thankfully, our quarterback and him were on the same page, and Jim's able to throw a long ball here to him, and Chandler's able to get that and take it in for 6. So, not exactly how we had designed that play, but sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
It worked.
It did. It did. And this is that same play again from the end zone copy. We had planned to run wide hot right here off a little play action, but like I said, nobody covered him. Bingo call got called, and we were good to go. Coach Floyd.
All right. Defensively, we played well at times, especially early in the first drive, very first play right here. We're moving our front three around a lot. We believe it helps us out in creating bad angles for the offense. So we have a Lou call right here, and we're slanting to the left, and our nose guard is able to slant right into the run. This is third play. They got to toss off the edge. Fourth play right here. Same thing. You know, while we're high at certain points off our get off, but our moving around helps us. And whenever we're going fast and trusting what we hear and know from our linebackers, it works out pretty well. If you watch the game, obviously most of our defensive highlights come in that first drive against. Then this is the end zone copy. You can see the movement of our front three a little bit easier here. Play 5 right here, second and long for them. All right, they got a trip to the left. It's toss. They ran toss the other way a few plays back. Our Rover monster linebacker, he was misaligned he was in bad assignment, bad penalty on this right here. As you see, he does his job is to immediately, right when he sees this, comes up right now, makes it force back inside, and we have help coming over the top. Third and long, love to keep defense or offenses in this. Get a good pass rush. Zach, a really fast, strong kid, is able to make contact with the quarterback and able to get a hold of him and force a punt versus a very good Bullock team early in this football game. You know, that's, I would say, one of our best defensive series of the year was right there versus a very, very good defensive team. This is kind of midway, I would say, through the second. They try to throw a long little 50-50 ball versus one of our junior corners, Carson Martin. He's able to play very, very good defense right here. Very proud of this. I remember coming off the field. And coming off the field and me telling what a good job this is. Keeping hip contact and playing through it. Now, obviously, he could have done a little bit better job, but he gets the job done. This is later in the game. Third and long, toss, able to come up here and force it. Mitchell Gay doing a great job there again. You know, and like I said, not too many defensive highlights once you make it past that first series, and then it's pretty much kind of spurts and sporadic from there on out. But, you know, we show glimpses. We definitely show glimpses. And that would be our defensive highlights.
All right, thank you, both Coach Inkbell, Coach Floyd. I think this is the first time that y'all joined us this year for this segment, so we appreciate everything you do out here at Trinity and for these young men. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to look to next week's game against St. Andrews.
My opponent states that Lawrence County is one of the most dangerous counties in the state of Georgia. Look with me on the screen. Burglaries, down. Larceny, down. Aggravated assaults, down. Homicides, 1 in 17, 1 in 18, and 1 in 19. For a county this size, that's remarkable. Rape, down. Robberies, down. Auto thefts, down. These are the numbers. Crime is down. We turn in the stats for Lawrence County, Dublin, and then East Dublin turn in their own stats. But I work closely with Chief Chapman, Chief Lukey, We're there to assist them in any way, and anytime the chief needs us, I'm only a phone call away. Citizens, if you re-elect me as sheriff, I'll work hard to continue to make you a safe community. I'm Larry Dean, and I approve this message.
All right, Coach, welcome back again. Want to say thanks to our sponsors. I say it each and every week. They're the ones who make this show possible. We'd also like to say thank you to TV 35. What a great job they do in this community. Coach, moving forward, it's always about the next week. We're headed down to Savannah, Georgia, Wilmington Island, where we're going to play St. Andrews. This is, to my knowledge, the first time we've traveled to St. Andrews. It'll be a really good trip for us. It'll be the longest road trip. No, we go to Frederica this year, so we got two long road trips. This is the first one. The one good news is we'll be able to partake in some good South Georgia seafood before the game. From a parent perspective, you know, I'm sure you guys aren't going to wheel into the nearest seafood place, but for us, it'll give us a chance to get down there. But nonetheless, we go down and take on a St. Andrews football team.
Yeah, excited about this week's challenge. You know, the coaching profession is like the mafia in a good way.
Right.
You know, so the AD head football coach there, Doug Dixon, a longtime friend, have coached against him and coached with him in all-star games dating back, 20, 25 years. So got great respect, know the kind of teams that he is a part of. And it's no different looking on film. You know, they're a young team. They're developing, but very well coached. It's going to be a physical game. They do a good job defensively, running to the football, being very sound. Offensively, whether they're in two back or one back, they're going to make you defend formations. They're going to make sure, whether it be with motion or the different one back, two back formations, making you line up. And then at the end of the night, they're a very physical football team. We're going to need to first and foremost be physical, in this football game, and looking forward to the challenge.
Well, you mentioned rust a little earlier. We did hopefully we knocked a lot of rust off. Is there anything that you saw in a film over the weekend that you came back and said, hey guys, here's what we need to be working with?
Well, I start defensively. Obviously defensively, you could tell that there was a month gone by. If you don't get lined up right, we don't have a chance.
Right.
In other words, of course we always have a chance, but you put yourself in a lot better position if you can line up and be sound. And, we got to go back and we have at practice, continue to do some of the things we've done, but also let's make adjustments. I think as a coach, as a leader leading these kids, you got to evaluate, okay, they may have lined up wrong, but hey, how can I teach it better? Right. How can I coach it better at practice to help these kids get lined up? So we do that. We've got, a great support staff, Coach Sinkbell, Coach Floyd, do a great job each week in evaluating and preparing for the next week.
Good deal. All right, well, Coach, we're going to sign off for today. We're going to head down to St. Andrews like we said. Again, thanks to our sponsors, and we will see you next week with the highlights from this week's game against St. Andrews.